In this video, we're going to plot a step sequence, and it has 1 when n is greater or equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. Similar with the unit sample, the approach basically is a simple logical comparison. Say we have an n vector. Let's just make it negative 10 to 10. And x, the way to generate x is simple comparison. N is greater or equal to 0, then it will produce 1. So greater or equal to 0, it will produce a 1. And that's it. So if we plot this one, or stem nx, just make it red diamonds and grid on. So there we have the step sequence where it is 0. At 0 it's 1 onwards, otherwise it is 0. So we could have shifting say we could somewhat n is greater or equals to, so we could come up with a shift, say minus, let's shift it to it by, say by 5, and let's template. So similar, in a similar manner as before, we have a shift of 5. And finally, we could come up with a function for this. Say step sequence, file, save as, let's make it step sequence, save, and this must be step. So in a similar manner, we will need the lower n, upper n, the shift as well. So same as before, and we will change this to greater or equal to 0, and that's it. So let's try this one. So I have xn, let's make it a step sequence, say from, with a shift of 0, from negative 20 to 20, and let's plot that one, stem nx and red squares, grid on. Okay, so we have the signal. We could test the shift as well. Let's shift it to negative 10, and let's call this x2. Say x2, I have a shift to negative 10, and if I plot this one, stem x2, let's just make it blue squares. and I have this shifted step sequence.